Welcome to Happy-ish, Season 2. And what are we looking at today? And it is, they throw them on, it's romance. Oh my God. Welcome to the Happy-ish Top 10.
Where we're going to rank ideas that make people truly happy.
Every episode, we choose one idea.
But we have to agree where it ranks.
So if happiness was pitching to be top of our leaderboard for things that give you happiness, what would romance claim?
It gives you lovely dreams.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing. It's something to aspire to. It shows whether or not the person you're being romantic... Well, it can give you both ways. Somebody you're being romantic with, you're giving and hopefully receiving.
Yes, and I think it would claim to be the icing on the top of the cake of love. So love might be something that just sort of carries on. It's always there. It's always warm, always nice. But romance is like that extra sparkle, isn't it? Those moments, those memorable moments from... Could be holidays, but it could be just in everyday life.
Yeah.
You know, when your partner surprises you with a cup of tea in the morning in bed. Haven't done that for 20 years.
That's too weird. I can't
would that
quite...
be romantic? I don't even know. So it's the extra bit on top, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what it would claim to be. And that everyone should have romance and possibly an unlimited amount. You know, can you ever wear it out?
And I think you can have love without romance, but you're right. It's the extra topping on the cake. We went to a wedding quite recently where the bride suddenly surprised the groom with a poem that she'd written that he wasn't expecting to hear.
That's romantic.
And it was so romantic. The poem was romantic, the situation was romantic, the effect on the groom and also on the bride because she was so thrilled to have surprised him with it.
So you can have love without romance, which possibly would be a bit dull, although it would be nice.
Yes.
Can you have romance without love?
Oh, no, I don't think so. Because the whole point of being romantic is to get the other person to fall more in love with you.
Okay, well, let's come back to that when we look at the whether we actually believe the claims of romance then. I think there's one other claim that it might make to happiness, which is that it's quick, it's instant. You know, you don't have to know the person very well even. You can just surprise them with it. It can just be there. And there might be some formulas for it as well. It might be easy to do things that are romantic, like, you know, write somebody a poem, say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get AI to write the poem even.
It shows it shows that you're really thinking about the other person, I think.
Yes.
And choosing things that you know that they will like if you
And that makes a person feel happy to know you're being thought about. It's probably one of the love languages, actually, isn't it?
Yes.
Acts of service and quality time are both part of romance.
Yes, and I think romance can claim to give both you and the person you're being romantic with pleasure because you both are getting pleasure from it, both in the giving and the receiving.
Oh, it's quite a big claim. Yeah, you're starting to win me over towards it a bit.
Yeah.
So do we think that it really does that? Let's just think about the happy and the ish. So does romance deliver what it claims?
Yes, I think so.
It does make you happy?
Yeah, yeah.
Am I romantic then? I don't think I am very. I'm not going to put you on the spot and ask what the most recent romantic thing I did was.
Well, I can give some examples of your romantic moments.
Go on then, embarrass me.
Well, you wrote me a lovely letter years ago. It's come to the management's attention that... Do you remember that?
Yes, I did write you a management letter saying that I decided to keep you on or something.
I know, which in the moment doesn't sound very romantic, but at the time...
because it was obviously a joke.
It
wasn't like Alan Sugar getting his PA to send a Valentine's card to his wife.
No.
Or was it a birthday card? And it actually said from Sir Alan Sugar, didn't it? Because his PA just sort of put the standard signature and he got into trouble for that.
So no, it wasn't like that.
No.
So yeah, and romance can win everybody back in the moment.
Yeah.
I think it does do what it claims on the packet. It does fill up the spec.
Okay. Well, I think there are lots of dodgy things about romance.
Okay.
Actually, I think it can be used like send somebody some flowers. You know, if a man sends you flowers, he's probably having an affair. I think you'll be very suspicious. If I suddenly surprise you with flowers, you should ask, why is he doing this?
Yes, but if you sent me flowers every week, I wouldn't have that same issue.
But that brings me to my second snag with romance, is that you can't use the same old formula every time. Because it has to be, don't you think, you'd be going, oh, not flowers again. It has to be a surprise. It has to be something unusual and different.
Yeah.
Like a little puppy in a basket or something that you're not expecting. So I think romance is difficult because it has to be new and unexpected, and ideally not cliched. Although some people churn out the same old cliche. Let's have a meal with, by moonlight with a candle and some flowers. And you probably think that's brilliant. But I don't know, the male part of me thinks, and almost the point where it could be a media creation.
I was just thinking, has the Instagram world made romance?
And perfume adverts and ridiculously thin supermodels and men who look like Johnny Depp or whatever. And you just think, because it's all churned out to make money and sell products, isn't it? So I think that romance might have been hijacked a bit by the media, and it's quite difficult to think of new angles on it. So I think one of the downsides is it's difficult, it's hard work.
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean I shouldn't do it more.
There's going back to adverts slightly, there's the milk tray man who delivers the milk tray in the middle of the night.
Slightly creepily, he comes into your bedroom through the window.
That's what I was going to say, is billed as incredibly romantic, and yet we know several people who are totally terrified by the idea that somebody might come through the window at night, even if they do only leave your box of chocolates.
Yeah, people can leave me chocolates, by the way, if anybody's creeping through my window at night with some chocolates. I'm up for that. Yeah, so it's kind of weird. Why do we find some things romantic and other things not? I mean, why is it romantic that a man breaks into your bedroom and leaves you chocolates? In a way.
Yeah, it's a secret treat. I think in theory it's romantic, but just in the modern world it's not quite so romantic. I think that the problem with romance is that you can be looking for it and it's not forthcoming, or expect it. On Valentine's Day, you expect to get a card or whatever, and maybe if that doesn't come, then you're disappointed.
I've done things like leaving stuff on your car windscreen.
Yeah.
When I say stuff, nice things, like a leaf that I found or something, you put it on your, or possibly a flower. So I think that's quite romantic. Or if I'm away for a couple of days, sometimes hiding things in the bed. So when you pull back the bed sheets, there's like a teddy bear or something like that in there. So that I think would be romantic.
Sounds like really you are the romantic person in this partnership.
No, but I don't like the idea of romance though, because I think it's cheating in a way. There's something about it that worries me.
Because it's a cliche?
Yeah, I feel I'm being manipulated by the media. They're trying to tell me what to wear and they're trying to tell me what to do, even in my relationship. And, it's Valentine's Day, you have to go and book a meal out, even though it's twice the price and all that.
Yeah.
So that's my worry about it.
Okay. So you don't want to sweep people off their feet by taking them on your private jet to see an opera in Italy.
Well, actually, that would be quite good.
But is it romantic?
Maybe my objection is that romance costs money.
Oh, yes.
And that would. Although I think, leaving a nice looking leaf on your car windscreen so you find it in the morning.
Yeah.
Or scratching a little heart in the ice on your windscreen or something. I mean, that doesn't cost any money.
No.
So you can be cheaply romantic. Do you prefer the kind of romance that involves money?
Well, actually, the most romantic story that I've ever heard was a young couple who were really poor, and the only thing he had of any value was his father's watch, his pocket watch. And the only thing that she really had was her beautiful hair. And one day she cut all her hair off and sold it so that she could buy a chain for his pocket watch. And he sold the pocket watch so that he could buy her ribbons for her hair. And so that is just kind of, for me, that's the ultimate sort of romantic thing, in that they were doing things for each other and it was all secret and fabulous.
It's a really clever story, but I think it's an argument against romance.
They
maybe. Both ended up unhappy. She was bald and he hadn't got his watch anymore. So I don't know.
Maybe they both ended up happy because they could see how much they loved each other.
Just a final thought about this. I'm suddenly realising that I can't remember all 5 of the love languages, but whatever they are, I think romance actually covers all of them.
Okay.
Because one of them is saying things to each other. And romance is about saying you're the one for me. Even if you don't actually say the words, but you leave the flower on their windscreen, you're kind of saying it, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then there's giving people presents. That's one of the love languages. And romance often involves da-da.
Yes,
do you want to
sure.
Do you want to tell the orange peeler story?
No.
Okay. But it involves surprising them with a nice present and having spent money.
Yeah.
So it does that. But it's also to do with spending time and acts of service, which are also kind of part of romance, aren't they? Of, cooking somebody breakfast, for example, would be regarded as romantic. And that's an act of service. So I can see that romance gets in with all the theories. I'm just worried about the media hijacking of it.
Yes, the separation of romance and love. Do you need love? Do you need romance for love?
So there we are. That's romance.
Yeah.
Pros and cons. Let's see where it is on our happiness leaderboard.
Oh, where could it possibly be?
Well, because this is the first one, it definitely goes at the top, doesn't it? But the big question is, will it hold on to its lead next time when we look at whatever's coming next? And we don't know because it's going to be random. So, if you enjoyed this episode, have a look at the next episode. In fact, if you could give us a like or subscribe, then you'll see what we do next. And we would love to hear your comments, wouldn't we?
Yeah, your romantic stories.
I need some tips. So if you could put in the comments the most romantic thing that you've either done or had done to you, for you, we would love to read that. And we'll see you next time when we'll see what is going to possibly push romance off the top of our leaderboard.